Live. What's up, everybody? All right. So let's do a sound check real quick. We got lots of activity here today, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
So let's see. 401. Mama, hello. All right, there's one. We need more people. Sound check, please. Dave, what's up, dude? All right. 7 people. So we've got hot tubs coming into this building today, and they could only do it right now or not at all. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. That was not part of the plan. As you know, these things are slippery. Thank you.
Is that Kayla or Lisa?
I bet it's Kayla. I feel like it's Kayla. Hi, Kayla. All right.
If it's Kayla, did you get my text?
About questions.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, we'll give a few minutes for everyone to come on, and make sure you tell us where you're watching from. So we're back at home, which is good, and it's Water Safety Month. And I'll be honest with you, I am a jerk. See, she didn't disagree. And oh man, Dave, thank you. Mike Wright. So when we got, we always sort of brainstorm on the subject for the lives, and then, water safety came up. It's Water Safety Month, which Michael Phelps is very, very involved with. And honestly, I sort of always took it for granted until I started reading all the statistics and facts, and it's scary as hell. And now I feel like a jerk because I honestly it never entered my mind. And granted, in a swim spa and a hot tub, it's not something that we really bump into, but the statistics are staggering. And we do have the ability to affect that, being the largest manufacturer of swim spas on earth with the largest reach. So that's the goal of today. And now I'm eating crow because I'm a jerk. I'm totally okay with that. And we're going to talk about it a little bit. So, all right. So we got Sarah. My concrete is getting poured next week for my Challenger.
Awesome.
Yes, that is fun.
It's so exciting when you guys
we love
stuff
that.
like that.
It's coming on Tuesday.
We just know that you're going to absolutely love your swim spa, and it's going to be life changing.
Absolutely.
So
And
it's so exciting.
And so we had a very busy day. We had a lot of people come in, and people testing our swim spa, our Challenger, and just loving it. And it's so much fun. It's like, you get to share that first time in with someone, and it's as fun for us as it is for them, I hope. And it's just awesome. So we had lots of fun today. All right. So what else?
Did Kayla answer?
I don't know.
I thought she did. Oh.
Katy, Texas. 19D, Rhonda, awesome. All right. I love your Challenger 19D too, Rhonda. Hi, I'm Jan from Southern Maryland. Hi, Jan. Awesome. Okay. I got your text, no questions. Okay. She did say that. Sorry.
Thank you.
It's scrolled on by, and I'm not that bright. And I'm a jerk. So I'm gonna keep reminding everyone that I'm a jerk.
So a couple of things about Water Safety Month. 1, May is Water Safety Month, and 2, May is also MasterSpas Global Sale Month this year.
Right.
So MasterSpas is having this special global sale. It's running from May 3rd to the 30th of May, and proceeds from this event will be supporting the Michael Phelps Foundation, which really helps.
Huge with the water safety.
Yeah, children learning how to swim, and we're just from researching the little that we did today about water safety, it's really important that kids, especially children,
it's really all about children.
And adults, adults need to know how to swim, but for kids to learn how to swim and to be safe around water, because it's really staggering.
When we share these numbers with you, you're all going to say, "Oh my God, that's crazy!" And we double checked to make sure I did, and some of the information I was taking from the Red Cross.
Oh yeah.
So that's good information, and it's bad information, but it's true information.
And I realize we're talking about swim spas and hot tubs, but this goes for pools and even your bathtub at home.
Right.
So, just to be aware. And I think that's what, Ben is not a jerk. But I think it's the awareness that we didn't really have.
Right.
It's scary. You never want to leave a child alone by water, but it does happen by accident a lot of times, and you just want to make sure that you are aware of these. Yep, this is fun.
What?
It's live.
Hey, Ron, wave. This is not a prop facility. We are actually have stuff going on here. We didn't mean for it to happen today. Ron was like, it's the only time I can come and do this. So we've got 4 new tubs coming in, 3 new hot tubs and 1 Trainer 15D coming in. We had a Challenger. Well, they remember the Challenger.
Yeah, the Challenger.
We had a Challenger 19 over there that went out for delivery, which is, I'm sure they're excited.
Yeah, today.
But
was it today or yesterday? I think it was yesterday they got it.
Yeah, it was yesterday. But we loved having the empty Challenger 19 in here because you could show it, and it's so massive. We loved having that here, so we were happy to have that, and sort of sad to see it go. But all right.
So we do apologize that we're yelling a little bit and that the noise is there, but it is what it is today.
Let's see, Jan.
And we didn't want to miss another week because we missed last week.
Absolutely.
Because we were at MasterSpas, so we're here this week.
That. So Jan said, I have a 9-year-old granddaughter who just learned how to swim when we got our Challenger last year. We have strict rules. I gotta see if I can. Sometimes it lets me. Come on. All right, I need your little pointy finger. May not work with the water on there.
Yeah, there we go.
We have strict rules. Example: not allowed to have waves above 20 without her life jacket on. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, a Challenger pushes a lot of water, so that is a good point to not play with it on full speed.
Right.
Certainly not without supervision.
And it's great. I like that you said rules because it's
got to have some guidelines.
You have to have. You do need to have some.
He smiled.
What did you just say? The word. I lost the word. Guidelines. And one of the suggestions that we read is to have some guidelines around making sure that your kids or kids who are at your house, if you have a pool or a swim spa or a hot tub, that they ask you if they can touch the water or go in the water, and make sure that kids learn the procedure, to ask permission for going near the water, because then that will help to alleviate, to know, the adult to know that the child is going near the water. So it's just something that, these things are taught at home too, that they need to ask permission for certain things. Growing up, I even had to ask permission to get up from the table from dinner. So, asking to go near water.
Rules are good. Rules are good for kids.
It's important, and that's much more important than getting up from the table from dinner.
Right.
So.
For sure. Jan also said, my daughter guarded Phelps' swim team when he was training at her college for the Olympics.
Oh, awesome.
And it's always sort of funny to see a lifeguard watching the pool when Olympic swimmers are swimming.
I love that.
I think there's a meme. So, oops. Nothing broke with that. So it's sort of funny to think about that, but the thing is, if you have an issue in the water, it doesn't take but a second and you need someone watching. That's the whole point. And these are Olympic level swimmers. And I was shocked at the numbers that we read, and honestly, for not being better aware of it, I apologize, because I honestly wasn't.
And the hot tubs and swim spas, especially MasterSpas, hot tubs and swim spas, do have many safety features that help with water safety. And I didn't see it.
So Kim said, what's great is that my kids can't open the cover on their own, so they have no choice but to ask. Good,
and
yeah,
that's right.
Keep it that way.
That's the thing. Not only are the covers really big and heavy, and really impossible for a young child to open by themselves, but they are locking. Right. So parents take the time to lock the covers, And you know, if you have little kids, you can, if you have steps up to your swim spa, you could move the steps out of the way when you're not using
absolutely.
it. You know, so someone
Just
doesn't.
multiple levels of protection is
Absolutely.
always good. And Sarah said most drownings are silent. It's absolutely true. It's
Yeah,
actually
that
one of the things.
The bullet
And,
points.
and
Yeah.
the scary part is it's 20 to 60 seconds. And it made the point, most drownings occur in 20 to 60 seconds, really fast, very silent. And that's the amount of time it takes to quickly apply some sunscreen
Well, and-
or make
yeah.
a social media post. Even
Right.
if you're sitting right there next to the pool.
Right.
And
And
now,
you know, like it's, I mean, I don't have kids, but I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I spend a lot of time with them. And you know, like you get busy, someone calls on the phone, or you're in the kitchen and the kids are in the playroom, and all of a sudden, you know, you're not hearing them play, and they're outside now playing. And if it's a little kid, they can easily get outside, and if you have a pool or a body of water, it's scary.
Actually,
How
I have
quickly-
kids and dogs, and you know that whether it's something dangerous taking place or just something naughty, silence in another room is always
right.
bad. Dogs, kids, rugrats, silence in the next room. Something's going on that's not supposed to be. When
It's better
silent,
when they're screaming and yelling and
totally.
so yep. So just keep in mind, MasterSpas does have UL listed safety covers. So that means that they are certified as safety. And that's one thing, if you even have a daycare at your home, at a home daycare, you can have a MasterSpas hot tub or swim spa because of these UL listed covers that are locking.
Okay, so slide over a little tiny bit. So how I want to do this, I'm going to share some disturbing facts. And they're not fun. They're true and they're disturbing. And we're going to share them, and then we're going to talk about what's in place in our swim spas that are safety features. And we can talk about why a little bit. So I do want to, and some of this, honestly, it's not fun. It's not fun reading, and I was shocked a little bit. 10 fatal drownings per day. 3,500 to 4,000 a year in the U.S. alone. We're talking U.S. Okay. Listen to this. Drowning among top 5 causes of unintentional injury. Drowning is top 5 unintentional injury. There's a lot of stuff that we do every day, like motor vehicles, in there. 23% of child drownings happen during a family gathering near a pool with the whole family there. And then this is where we really come in, is that learning to swim can reduce the risk of drowning by 88%.
That's huge. I mean, 88% is really
88%.
huge.
And the Michael Phelps Foundation really is teaching swim skills to children, so that, and that's, I'm sure, what the target is. Now that I read that, I understand what they're after and what it means. But learning how to swim in a swim spa is a great way to learn how to swim. It's and the number one reason kids don't want to learn how to swim is water temperature, and we don't have that problem because our water is lovely.
And I love, Kim posted earlier, but I love Kim's story with her son, who was really afraid of water until they got a swim spa, and he learned how to swim in there. Now he can't. Now he doesn't want to get out, which I just think is awesome. It's such a special story and such a great thing to be able to share about a swim spa. So
okay.
Yep.
These are the ones I didn't, unless I was moving my lips while I was writing this as possible or reading. Let's see, Red Cross. This is from the Red Cross. Drowning is responsible for more deaths among children ages 1 to 4 than any other cause except birth defects. That's is
so
staggering.
Scary, yeah.
Okay, next one. Ages 1 through 14. Drowning is the second leading cause of unintentional injury-related death behind motor vehicles. That's insane. All right. For every child who this one is also all of them are staggering.
Yeah. Alarming, really.
And I'm sorry, like we don't do negativity, and I hope this isn't viewed as negative, but this is something that we, now that I read this, and honestly, I was just a jerk.
Well, in a highlight of the, positive thing, this is why this month we're supporting the Michael Phelps Foundation, because it is really important.
Yeah, and more important than even I realized. So to be honest, So for every child who dies from drowning, another 5 receive emergency care for non-fatal submersion injuries. So that means for every 1 that died, 5 almost did, and were given CPR. And the side note in there is learn CPR.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Drowning is the leading cause of death in autism for children and adults. And then the next part of that is also Red Cross. Children with autism spectrum disorder are 160 times more likely to experience non-fatal and fatal drownings than their typically developing peers. That's a scary number, you know, and it's just terrible. So here we are. Now we're going to talk about preventing that and doing everything we can. So those are terrible numbers. I'm sorry we had to go negative, but now we switch it to positive. Okay?
Yeah, yeah. So we want, I mean, one, you know, if you have the opportunity to have a swim spa and teach your children how to swim in a swim spa, it's ideal.
Yep.
It's just such a great environment
For sure.
for learning how to swim. And I know Kayla did post the link to the story of Kim's son overcoming his fear of water. But it is swim spas, and like Ben said, it's temperature based. Kids don't want to put their face in the water because it's cold and it's
Neither do I.
uncomfortable. I don't blame them.
I'm not either.
But the swim spa, having it at a really comfortable temperature where it feels good, and it's in the privacy of their own home, and it's so much less intimidating.
So right now, speaking of temperature, obviously the forklift is coming in and out of our building, so the big door is open, so the heat that we had is pouring out, so it's actually chilly in here now. So our water is a lovely 94, 95 degrees.
And it doesn't feel warm enough.
I think it feels nice, but another degree or 2 wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Jan, we've had 2 autistic kids drown in the last couple of years on the southern MD area.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And then you guys look this stuff up. There's a lot more stats in there that we just could not write down, and it's.
And we don't want to be
Eye-opening,
downers for the whole lot.
Right. It's eye-opening. It's eye-opening for sure. So let's talk about what we do. Mm-hmm. So there are some things, we get a lot of questions when it comes to safety. Obviously the cover lockable, super lockable. It is a certified cover, certified safe, and it latches and locks, okay? They do make little railings for stairs, depending on what kind of stairs you have or steps you use to get into your swim spa, that could be alarmed also. That's not something that we do, but I know that it exists.
And as a matter of fact, I know in the Northeast, there are some areas that they require there to be an alarm by the stairs or something
Usually
like
stairs,
that.
yeah.
I mean, typically it's with pools, but I do know that there are some.
We have seen it.
We have seen places that areas.
And they could have just been confused that it was an above ground pool. That happens, and they just didn't care enough to fight them on it.
But
but
listening to these
So,
statistics
right.
makes you think, why not?
You know what? Yeah, put it on there. Especially if you have kids in that age that are sort of getting adventurous, and they're also getting big enough to be strong enough to open up their cover. It's a good time for that stuff. Okay, next thing. So the Virginia Graham Baker Act. Mm-hmm. We have return suctions on the bottom of this. And years ago, there was a couple of tragic events where children were killed in commercial pools. They were massive pools, commercial pumps. It's never happened, to my knowledge. It never happened in one of our swim. I've never heard of a fatality or drowning in one of our swim spas. As long as I've been here, I've never heard of it. I feel like we would have. I hope I'm right, and there hasn't been. Okay, so but if you look on the bottom of a swim spa, there's those little black. They're about that big.
You want to show that?
Yeah.
You could just.
Actually, you can see them. They're right there. So those guys right there.
And there's multiples.
There's multiples in there. So those are your returns. The water comes out of the jets, and that's where it makes its return. Those are certified and tested through this Virginia Graham Baker Act, so that they are guaranteed safe. So you could literally, I'll make this. Are you tired?
No.
You're yawning.
I think it's
She's stifling a yawn.
cold.
So you're going to enjoy this. So now I'm going to go from scary negative to funny and typical idiot Ben. picture the part of your body that smooth, nothing, no lines. Picture you put your butt right up against one of those. Right? Well, think about it.
What about your hand?
Your hand's got, the water's gonna go right, the suction right there. It's not, so you need, if you were gonna do like a suction cup, it wouldn't work on your hand. There's too many cracks. You put it on your butt, all right? Everyone's like, oh my God. So if you put your
There's
butt.
a bigger crack on your butt.
I'm not getting into this, okay? We're not going any further into this before they start texting us, will you two shut up? So if you put your butt cheek right on that, it's not gonna pull any suction at all, okay? Even that, with no area for escape, is not gonna do it. They're certified, they're safe. Hair is not gonna get tugged into it.
We get that question.
We get it.
A lot of
We get
people
it a lot.
ask that question a lot about your hair.
Yeah.
There is no suction,
Right.
so there should be no issue.
So totally good, not a problem. And now what is scary is that certain manufacturers from other countries, I don't know that they're
Right.
compliant with those. That is much more serious than even like UL listing and UL rating and certification. Those are more serious, but we're not exactly sure that some manufacturers coming from other countries, I'm not going to name countries, are doing any of that.
Right.
And if they are claiming some kind of certification, is it true? We don't know, but I can tell you this, ours is. So go MasterSpas American Muscle. Next, what else do we do? Safety.
Yep.
Think about it.
So your jets in the hot tubs and the swim spas, the
Yep.
jetted swim spas, have a safety feature where they turn off after 15 minutes. And that is a legal thing.
Yep.
It has to happen. So it can't be overridden. And if you turn the jets on, even in a Challenger, from your main control panel, it will, after 15 minutes, the jets will turn off because of it's an emergency shut off. So hot tubs, swim spas, all work that same way.
Yep. And then what else can you think of that we do for safety?
Water depth.
Anybody? Well, I mean, we can't make it. We can't make
Right.
it deeper.
Right, but still.
So, one more thing that's for safety is the temperature, capping at 104.
Oh, yeah.
So you cannot go higher than that. That's actually a legal concern. I assure you that if MasterSpas wanted to make hotter water, they could. There's no question about that. We don't. It's a federal law. 104 is the cap. And I will tell you, personally, 104 is really freaking hot. Like, I'm starting to cook and die a little bit at 104. I'm like 3 minutes and out. Some people get in there for 15, 20 minutes. I have no understanding of what's wrong with them to be able to do that, but they do. Okay? So you've got temperature,
Yep.
suctions,
Yep.
safety cover.
Yep.
What else?
Soft tread or non-slip padding on the inside of those swim spas is huge
Yep.
because it really gives some traction, some cushion, and some non-slip.
Yeah.
So especially for younger people, older people, and anyone who's stepping into the swim spa, it's slippery. It's water. It's acrylic. Acrylic is slick. So having that padding on the bottom and going down the steps is key.
Yep, for sure. Okay. All right. What else are we talking about?
Global sale.
Something more fun. Global sale.
So this is a really great month to purchase a new hot tub or a swim spa through MasterSpas. They've got some special savings going on this month, and then again the proceeds from anything purchased through this month's sale are going towards the Michael Phelps Foundation, which is going to hopefully, is to help those really scary statistics. And it's really, it's just exciting. If you see any of those little commercials, that's Ben and I's voice, if you didn't notice.
Yep.
So we did those to encourage everyone to participate in the sale.
What you need, boss man?
Where are we going?
Oh,
Right there.
there's the Trainer 15.
There's the Trainer 15 coming in. Ron, wherever you think it belongs. It was
No, I think that's good, though.
back on your teeth. He's taking it to his house, wherever you think it belongs.
Cover maybe right in that.
Yeah, we just didn't want to drag the stairs like into the corner. So right there,
Yeah, that's good.
right there's perfect.
All right, and then 9-footer in front of it.
Yeah.
I'll put the 8-footer against the wall over here.
That sounds amazing.
Sure.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So, let's see. Where are we at? Someone asked if they could add a diving board. Michael, you cannot add a diving board, sir. Okay?
The water is not deep enough, and there is literally a sign that says no diving.
Yep. So those of you who may not know this,
there is this sticker
the sticker.
about reduce the risk of child drowning.
Oh yeah.
So
Which
supervise.
I don't know that I've ever actually
Yeah.
really read it. So Michael is a friend of ours. He's teasing us, and
Oh,
for that comment,
that was
we
Mike,
will.
right?
No, it was Mike McClure.
Oh.
And we will give him a vigorous spanking when we see him next time. All right. Let's see. Can I add a diving board? What else do we got? What else? Questions. So we also want to open this up to any questions, anything goes. Feel free, put in install stuff, because what we're seeing right now is, I feel like spring was sort of late this year,
Yeah.
because we didn't really, usually April 1st we have an uptick, and that didn't really happen, but it's happening now. It's May 1st. So I feel like everything is a month behind. Certainly the weather has been weird.
Very
but
weird,
now
yeah.
now the activity is starting to be like normal springtime. Lead times are starting to go up a little pinch, not crazy, but you're going to see as people start going, oh wait a second, I want this for June, July.
Yeah.
It's
Now
going
is
to go
the
up. So
time.
now is the time. So if you're
Take
getting
advantage
ready,
of the sale.
take advantage of the sale. Go do it now. It only gets longer from here. So right now is great time. Okay, lead times are still pretty quick, and but you will see it increase in that. Okay, so again, any install questions? We've had some really neat installs lately, and then I know that we had a bunch scheduled for delivery, and I know in the Northeast you had just tons of rain. And,
Yeah.
and hot, and then cold, and then rain, and then it just, the ground is soaked.
And
so
it's hard to pour pads
It's hard to
and-
pour pads.
yeah.
It's hard to install without leaving ruts in the yard. So all that's starting to dry up now. It looks like, I hope, although we've had rain here this week, is like crazy.
Yeah.
So it's always a little something going on. All right. I feel like my cover is not safe. It is a hydraulic one that came with the swim spa. How can I be sure that it is safe? Tracy, you have a master, and I'm assuming it's the tapered. You know, that is a reinforced cover. That's safe. I mean, there's a 250-pound weight limit.
I thought it was more than that, but I mean, but maybe. I
But
mean, at least that.
You know, what are you trying to protect from? What's the, you know, we don't want anyone dancing on top of it because it's foam. It is going to eventually break.
And it is locking, so
locking.
that's gonna increase your safety as well.
For
And
sure.
again, if it came from MasterSpas, it is a UL listed safety cover, so it's certified safety.
And she said they stand up on each end. You mean it's not safe, like it's going to fall on you? I mean, my hydraulic lifts have the lock on there, so it can't fall unless it ripped all the way out. It would have to be an incredible amount of wind to rip that out if it was installed properly, for sure. So I'm not sure if you're asking, like, is the cover safe from standing on it, falling on my head while swimming? Not sure is really locking. I want assurance.
That you might want to check with your dealer.
Yeah, check
to
with your-
make
check
sure
with your
that
dealer. I mean-
the lifter was installed
Yeah.
correctly. That's something. I mean, the lifter is something separate from the cover.
I mean, have you ever tried to push on it? I mean, don't break it, but push on it. It fell down once. So, like mine literally won't close. If that, it would have to break the cover lifter. So if yours fell down and it didn't break the cover lifter, there's something not right about that.
Right.
So I mean, I know with mine, if you actually, that's the Ron. No one, by the way, no one on earth. He installs cover lifters. He's got some secret sauce, because even to this day, it's been a long time at our house. You close it, slap the other one down, and they line up perfect and close. The Velcro closes. It's unbelievable. So he's a magician with it.
But yeah, I would just contact your dealer, your
Contact your
service
dealer
department.
and make sure that lock is catching, or did they take the lock off, or did something crazy happen? But mine locks, and you'd have to rip the cover lifter out to close it. And it has never once come down. Make sure it's opening all the way and actually catching the lock. I have seen where, not on mine, because Ron is the guru, but when you open it up, if it doesn't quite click into place, make sure the lock is clicked when you open it. Because if that lock is engaged and the cover lifter doesn't rip out, that should not close down on you. The wind would have to be so much that it ripped the cover lifter out of the frame and then blew the cover down. So unless that happened, something is funky with a hydraulic lifter. Okay? Send him to my house, please. You know what? If going to a Florida trip, we might be able to work that out for him. Let's see. Yeah, it fell down. That's strange. Really strange, Tracy. Definitely look into that for sure. And but I will tell you, make sure that when you open up that cover, that little lock, I'm not sure which cover lift you have, but it pops out, kind of clicks locked. Make sure it's clicking. Make sure you're safe.
Isn't
on that.
it a red lock?
It is on mine.
Okay.
It is on. They're not all the same. I don't know exactly what she's got. Mine is red, and it sticks out, and you can't miss it. Okay.
And just, I mean, a cover lifter is different. Is an aftermarket. It's
Mike's
not,
having a little fun today. Get Ron in there with you. You know what? He could if he wanted to. So he didn't even want me to turn the camera around. It's red. Okay, so it's probably a CoverMate 3, something like that. Just make sure when you open it up, just make sure it's adjusted properly, and you give that lock a little tug out so to make sure it's locked in place. So I'm assuming you have to release it to close it. I'm wondering if maybe it wasn't snapped all the way locked and open. So check that too. That could be just a simple, every time you open it, just make sure it's locked in place. Okay. What else do you guys got? What else you got? What else do we have?
Just those things.
Anything new going on?
Always new stuff.
Always new stuff. It's not anything we can talk about yet. Drives me nuts. All right. So, installs. Remember the basic rules, guys. Okay? You want a swim spa on a pad. I have never seen a hot tub.
Actually, if you really want to quickly talk about easy pads, because actually this has come up more than once in the past month or two, where either someone couldn't get a concrete pad poured, or because they couldn't get somebody to do it, or I had an issue where it was a permitting issue where they couldn't get a building permit for the
cement.
Cement.
I do remember that. Yeah.
So they needed an option because their swim spa was getting ready to be delivered, and so yes, concrete pad is recommended, but easy pads can be used for swim spas.
Yep, for sure.
It is enough
and they
support for the
easy.
swim spas. And basically they're like 8x8 big, thick plastic pads, similar to what you might see like an air conditioning unit on. But they are made for hot tubs and swim spas. And you just need to make sure that, for example, if you have a 15-foot long swim spa, you need 2 easy pads. And typically dealers sell them directly, and when they deliver your swim spa, they can install them when they come.
Now, most dealers will not prep the area.
Correct.
So you would have to prep the area, and then they'll put the easy pad, underneath the hot tub or swim spa. So how I like them, and how I would do it is, let's say you were doing an 8x8 easy pad for a hot tub, or if you had a 15-footer, which is the most commonly sold swim spa on earth is a Trainer 15 deep. So you would have 2 8-foot easy pads, so you'd have 16 feet by 8. So what I would do is I would take the yard, I would use marking or stake it out, marking paint, and I would actually dig down in that section, dig down maybe 4 to 6 inches, all the way across, and I would put a little, couple of inches of processed stone and make sure that that's level, and then I would put the easy pad in there, in that hole that you dug, so that it was kind of locked in place. That's how I would like to do it. And then you have the gravel nice and level, and it's sort of locked in place held by the grass cutout. And then they never move. They work really well. We've seen them used for a couple of years and then moved and reused again.
Right.
It's pretty awesome. So.
And you don't need a permit for it because it's essentially a portable foundation.
Don't care. Whatever you like.
You don't want anything further on that one, right?
Any other questions about
right, because we still have to
install or
The 7, 8.
Perfect.
foundation for swim
that's perfect.
spas?
You're in charge of this party.
we've got a little bit
You
more
don't
time.
you don't feel like you are?
Oh, not just a little bit.
You're in charge today. So they used to call him Ron Fork, and he doesn't do it anymore, which I'm glad because he's not a dum dum. He is so strong he could lift up a hot tub. I mean, he's incredibly strong. This guy is so powerful. He's freakish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's as strong as a forklift. Hopefully he's not using those muscles anymore and giving his body a break because he's been doing this like 30 years.
I know, a long time.
So, okay. So, easy pads, absolutely use them. They're great, very simple. Forgive the pun, they're easy. That's how I would install mine. I would want that, just kind of locked in place with that earth. That's how I would do it. Next thing, if you're going to do a cement pad, 6 inches, reinforce it, perfect. That's all you need. You don't have, we have people, I did a 10-inch with footers. You don't need that. We're not putting an aircraft carrier on there, just swim spa, and then you're like 160, 70 pounds per square foot, no problem on the pad. Electrical, remember, so your Challengers come with the Siemens breaker. It has to be used. On a Challenger 19, it comes with one Siemens breaker for the swim side, and that's for the variable speed pumps. The regular square Ds and what might be on the shelf somewhere, even at an electrical supply house, will not work with the VSPs. The Siemens brand was sort of made when VSPs were becoming popular, and they just really love each other. So just don't fight it, okay? What else? Golden rules.
Have the electrical,
Hot
have the
tubs
electrician
everywhere.
come and wire your hot tub first, and then fill it.
Yes. Is easy pad pricing less expensive than concrete? You know what? Back in the day, I think that people would do an 8x8 pad for really a small amount of money. I feel like since COVID that a pad has gone up, more than the typical 22-25% that everything else has. So I feel like the easy pad is less money than, you still have some labor in there. You got to dig down, put some gravel and do it right. But I feel like honestly, easy pad is pretty inexpensive these days because they went from like
I was going to
500
say,
to 700.
I think it's about for a swim spa, for a 15-foot swim spa, you're going to be about 12 to 1500 for the easy pads.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
So it just depends on the situation. Like if we had a gentleman come in today, they have to do some excavating to do his pad. Well, they're digging down and then doing the gravel base underneath the level of the earth, and then pouring so the pad is ground level. That's what I did, and that's obviously more work, and it's pretty big. So let's see. Sounds less. It probably is, Brad. All right. So, and and the thing is that the world's not perfect. We all know that. It's gray. It's not black and white. If you could snap your fingers and say, hey, do I want a cement pad or do I want an easy pad? If you snapped your fingers, cost was not a factor, you'd vote for the cement. And that's just a fact of it. Sometimes there are situations where you can't do the cement, whatever that may be, then do what you have to do, but ultimately the cement is number one option. Okay?
Recommendation.
So and again, if any of us could just snap our fingers and one is there done, we would pick the cement and we would choose the cement for you as well. So although I've never run into any issue with an easy pad on a hot tub or a swim spa, I've never seen a hot tub placed on gravel have an issue in my time and in my experience. I have seen a swim spa crack because it was put on gravel. Frost heave came up, moved it, and there was a crack in it, and it's not covered by warranty. Okay, that's an install mistake. So you just want to protect your investment. You know what I mean? So do it once, do it right, be done. All right, moving on. All right, any other questions? We're actually.
I think that's it. I think that was it. Yeah. So
that is cold air coming in here.
It is, yeah. So we will be back. We're gonna just do 2 weeks from today, which is May 17th. So we will be back for normal Facebook Live May 17th. We will see you then.
Do you look that stuff up in ahead of time, or do you just know it?
I did look it up ahead.
Because if you I looked at the date when we talked about when the Challenger 19, so that was within the last 40 minutes, I looked at today's date. Since then, forgot it. And then had no idea what date it was, and then you're like, on the 17th we'll be here, like right off the top of her head. So do you look at it once and never forget?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
Sometimes
have
it
that.
just stays there.
I guess we worry about different things.
So Wednesday, May 17th, 4 o'clock, normal Facebook Live. Don't forget MasterSpas is having the global sale this month. So if you're interested, contact your local dealer. And again, proceeds will benefit the Michael Phelps Foundation because it is Water Safety Month.
Yes.
And we learned a lot of scary things about water safety.
Yes.
So be aware.
She is smart cookie. Keep her around. She is. Brian, she has a PhD in three. Shush. She has she never tells anyone anything.
Yes, come on.
She's gonna like cover her face and like walk away. She's got 3 master's degrees and a PhD. I was a Marine. How the heck, you know?
So just be aware of these water safety facts, stats, and
Nerd.
And we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Have a great night. Sorry for the little
For the noise.
chaos going
You want
on
to see?
today.
Actually, let's show them real quick. Sorry to close up on my face. There you go.
Oh, it's already looking better.
Oh yeah. So we got a 7.2. I see a precision 7. There's a 7.2 in the back. That's our tub that's wet. A 240. That is a precision 8. No, that's a balance 8. No, that's a precision 8. And then we've got.
900.
Yep.
Oh, no,
No, that's another 7. That's a Trainer 15D. That's a 900. Awesome. We've got one more coming in that I am told is a balance 8. So we've got lots of different things here. Very cool. All right, now we're a full house
All
again.
right.
All right, guys.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
Be
Have
good.
a great night.
Peace.